review Super Castlevania 4 this year, I promise. But first...
Okay, let's review Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. After Simon Belmont destroyed the Prince of Darkness in the first game, Dracula placed a curse on him. 7 years later, Dracula's followers are once again running rampant throughout Transylvania, as well as 5 pieces of Dracula that Simon must collect and destroy in order to rid himself of this curse. Well, when you turn the game on, you're welcomed into the Hell House. I guess by Hell House, you mean the town you're in upon pressing the start button. It's a non-linear adventure. You go through 5 mansions, visiting a number of towns along the way to buy stuff. The world is much more open than it was last time. The graphics and music are still as good as ever. As you guessed, Simon once again wields the Vampire Killer, which can be upgraded a few times throughout your adventure. My favorite is the Fire Whip that you get later in the game. The towns always sell things from key items to sub-weapons and whip upgrades. Once again, the sub-weapons, except the holy water, cost hearts to use. Interestingly, in addition to ammunition, hearts are Simon's currency in this game. Surprisingly, pork chops are absent. Most towns have a church where you can restore your health, and you can even gain more health by earning experience points. I still don't understand. The mansions have clues hidden in walls, but not meat? Every item in town costs at least 50 hearts to buy, and the whip upgrades are especially expensive. Most of the time you're grinding for hearts by killing the same enemies in the same areas over and over again, which is kind of monotonous. At night, all the stores in town are closed, and the enemies are stronger, but the good thing is they drop more hearts as a result. It doesn't make it much less monotonous, though. Zombies, anyone? Just like last time, you have unlimited continues, and even if you get a game over, you continue right where you left off. But you lose all your hearts, meaning you have to grind all over again in order to afford the items you're going for. There's a password system so you can shut off the game and continue your adventure some other time, but here, the passwords are a bit of a chore to enter. You actually had a save feature in the Japanese version, it certainly would have helped here. They did this with games like the original Metroid too, I wonder why. What's with the water pits? It's easy to fall in them because of Simon's jump control, and the level design overall can be quite picky. What I really don't understand is the invisible pits placed in the mansions. They look exactly like the blocks you can walk on, so you find yourself throwing holy water everywhere, especially over spike traps. Shouldn't they be indicated by a different color, or at least a slight tint? Or better yet, not be there at all? Sometimes the pits can give you shortcuts on your way out of mansions, but other than that, what's the deal with them? They don't do anything but slow the game down. At the end of each mansion, you throw an oak stake at an orb, causing a symbol of evil to appear, and then you can possess one of Dracula's parts. Why not just touch the orb like in the other games? No, the oak stake isn't a sub-weapon. I guess Nintendo must have really wanted gamers to subscribe to their magazine. Until the internet was a thing, Nintendo Power was the only way to know you were supposed to walk through fake walls to progress further in some of the mansions. It was the only way to know you had to kneel against this wall, holding a red crystal, and then a tornado whisked you to the next mansion. How else were you supposed to know you needed to kneel down by a lake, holding a blue crystal, draining the water? The clues you find can be a little bit helpful at times, but like in Zelda 2, the townspeople don't really have much to say that's useful either. They're either giving vague, cryptic hints, not making any sense, or telling you stuff that's completely useless. What's this about the Death Star? Is Transylvania part of the galactic frontier? Not all the townspeople even want to talk to you for some reason. Besides being required to access the ruins of Dracula's castle, most of Dracula's parts in your possession are also equipment. Well, the ring doesn't do anything, and the heart is only used to break the curse of the ferryman, but the rib acts as a shield, the eyeball reveals hidden clues, and the nail lets you whip through breakable walls, eliminating the need for holy water. On the other hand, I only counted 2 mansions that have bosses. Defeating the Grim Reaper gives you the Golden Knife, which Carmilla is weak against. Even then, both bosses are pathetically easy with the whip alone, and the Golden Knife is optional, meaning you can skip the Grim Reaper altogether. At the end of the game, you're just going through an empty castle with nothing in your way but stairs. No enemies. Dracula's also incredibly easy, more so than the other 2 bosses, so he just goes down as quickly as he's revived. If you're gonna play Simon's Quest, I think you're better off playing a hack. such as the one by Biscuit. It has a save feature, a map, and it's much less cryptic. As is, the original stands as the weakest in the NES trilogy. I like the non-linear style, but it could have been executed better. And even if you know where to get everything, fighting the same enemies over and over to grind for hearts can be very exhausting. I wouldn't call Simon's Quest a terrible game, it just has a lot of flaws.
Alright, next time we meet, Super Castlevania 4.